He traded his guns for love, but he's caught in the crossfire. And he keeps waking up, but it's not to the sound of birds.
Hey there, this is a guide about advanced movement in CrossFire. If you don't know at least some of these type of movements from playing with other players that use them in game, then you're going to have to watch carefully and practice a lot. If you've never seen any of these movements, then either you don't play the game or you have never tried doing it. Don't worry, the game's been out for 10 years and it's not too late to start. There are a lot of different types of movement in CrossFire using combination of basic movement in junction with jumping and crouching, almost all of them requiring timing and practice. The advanced movements in order of easiest to most difficult include crouch jumping, side jumping, bunny hopping, side walking, lag jumping, double jumping, and super jumping. First things first, if you aren't good at basic movement, then practice on parkour maps. These help immensely because it tests how far you can get and what you already know. Many of the examples will be on popular maps so you can practice and execute in real situations. So with that, let's get into advanced movements in CrossFire. Crouch jumping is the easiest and most common advanced movement because it's the most obvious. While moving forward, jump then crouch, or you can start crouch then jump. Other advanced movements rely on this basic function, so if you don't get this down, then go back to console. So whenever you see a box you can't normally jump onto, try moving against the box, jump once, and hold crouch. This can commonly be used on the box near bridge on the Eagle Eye map or on the stacked boxes of B-Site on Festival. This is because the box clips into another model, making the player taller or equal to the box. Crouch jump can also be used on any boxes angled downward that you would otherwise need to use a double jump to get onto. Because you jump on an arc and the box is lower than the peak of your arc, making you taller or equal than the box which you can jump onto. An example of this is also on Eagle Eye Bridge going towards Hotel, and in Water of Black Widow, which is a harder jump because it's a much larger box. Side jumping is used rarely but results in having a longer jump than the usual run and jump. It uses strafing and directional keys. Additionally, crouching while side jumping helps achieve an even longer distance. This advanced movement is also another building block to basic movement. If you can't run and jump onto an object, try doing a side jump by either holding A or D and W at the same time and angle your crosshair about 45 degrees down. Flicking towards where you are jumping at the height of your jump helps achieve more distance and control. Note, any side jump is easier while holding a melee or grenade out, making you more lightweight and jump further. Side jumps can be used on Eagle Eye when you exit Hotel heading towards Blacklist. The boxes can be side jumped in order for a quick push in the middle without exposing yourself by running towards Blacklist spawn. A very common spot to side jump is in mid of Black Widow. Head up the ramp and run along the ramp and side jump into Cat. This jump cuts a lot of time and is relatively safe because the doors protect you. Another good practice map is on Ship. There are multiple boxes you can side jump onto the middle containers. The hardest side jump is on top of the stacked boxes jumping towards Blacklist container.
Whoopity scoop whoop poop. Poop diddy whoop scoop.
Bunny hopping is chaining multiple jumps in a row while maintaining speed whether you're crouched or standing. The easiest way to do this is to hold crouch and jump backwards and practice your timing. You'll know when you mess up when you are stopped suddenly or jumped less distance than before. The entire premise of b-hopping is your timing. If you mess up, then keep trying. Eventually, you will have a feeling of the timing between each hop. B-hopping can be used in almost any situation. Bunny hopping should be an extension of basic movements that you use already. You can b-hop in any direction and on any slope and even stairs. B-hopping also doesn't create any sound. As long as you time it correctly, then you will be able to hop anytime and anywhere. Tips on b-hopping. B-hopping doesn't create any sound if done correctly. You can use this to your advantage and b-hop behind an enemy. This is mostly used in Ghost mode but can be applied to any mode that relies on sound. While in a fight, after reloading or taking cover, you can surprise your enemy by jumping out and b-hopping while spraying. Your gun will be as accurate as you running and shooting. You should b-hop long paths but never around corners. It makes you vulnerable and your gun will be highly inaccurate. You can b-hop while running instead of being crouched. This is used for another advanced movement, mainly the double jump. Lastly, you can prevent any fall damage if you do a successful b-hop from a fall. Side walking, or more commonly called China walk, is rapidly tapping forward as you hold down a directional key. The main use and the reason it's the most useful of any advanced movement is to be at running speed while not making noise while keeping your reticle bloom steady. This advanced movement is better than b-hopping for silent movement, as b-hopping leaves you exposed and can cause your aim and recoil to be inaccurate when engaged in a fight. Sidewalking keeps your aim steady and recoil the same as walking, and you can cover great distances if done correctly. The most common situation to use sidewalking is when fighting around corners or covers. When you peek with the sidewalk, you will peek with a running speed, making it harder for you to track and is considered a white peek. And since you have almost full accuracy, you will be at more advantage in terms of time to aim and accuracy. Last thing about sidewalking is that because you're technically moving to the side and slowly going forward, you walk at an arc, with your reticle being the center. Essentially, your character is moving as the outline of a large circle, and your crosshair is the middle of the circle. Lag jumping is another way to use double jump, but is more commonly used for boxes that are too large to use double jump on. This is done by holding both W and S together while jumping, then crouching at the height of your jump. If done correctly, it will bump you up on the side of the box, and you can then jump onto the box itself. You cannot do this on a box that is on a slope, as it requires you to be standing still. One downside of lag jumping is that it can take a longer time to get on top of the box depending on your timing and the height of the box. An upside of lag jumping a bigger box is that you can chain the jump and be able to jump 2 large boxes in a row, versus double jumping that can only do 1. Although lag jumping is better for multiple boxes and is more consistent, there are a few applications for this advanced movement in games. Lag jumping is mostly used in mutation mode maps for harder to reach areas. Nevertheless, you should practice and learn how to do lag jump regardless. Double jumping is the most useful advanced jumping movement because it can be used on any flat medium box. Basically, a double jump is a standing b-hop into a box and crouching at the height of your jump. This tricks the game into thinking you are taller than the box and makes it seem you are just crouch jumping onto a box. Double jumping can be used on almost every map that has medium boxes. Sometimes it doesn't have to be a box. For example, you can double jump from mid into blacklist on Black Widow. To do a double jump, move against the box and do a standing bunny hop and crouch at the height of your jump. You can do this while walking backwards and moving to the left or right. Just make sure you are moving into the box. There's not much else to say about double jumping except that you should master it as quickly as possible because it will benefit you in the long run. Super jumping is the quickest possible double jump you can do and depends on absolute perfect timing. To do a super jump, go up against a medium-sized box. Crouch and stand up. Then, without moving and at almost the same time, jump and crouch. This will push you up onto the box. The reason to do this hard advanced jump is because when you double jump, it requires you to jump twice and peek your head over the box, making you vulnerable and predictable that you're about to do a double jump. Super jumping only requires you to jump once, and that one time is when you're already on top of the box. This makes it so you can instantly aim and surprise your enemy. In my opinion, super jumping is the hardest and most overcomplicated jump. There's basically no amount of situations that require a super jump besides 1 or 2 examples. You shouldn't do a double jump or a super jump while in combat because it makes you highly vulnerable. This movement is the hardest because it's the news to me and I fucking hate it. If you want to see a better video on super jumping, then go check out Zotek's video on it. He does a better explanation. And remember, if you've never seen any of these, then go out and practice them. Come back to this video if you need a reference. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. This is my very first edited video on YouTube. Thank you, see you later. But now, here are all the translation slides if you miss them.
Whoopity scoop whoop poop. Poop diddy whoop scoop.